Welcome back to my channel, Form 4 Physics, topic Heat, lesson 6. So we continue with the questions of set A. Question number 4. State 3 properties of mercury. Okay, 3 properties of mercury that make it suitable to be used as liquid in the liquid in glass thermometer. So this is basically a question direct from the notes. There are many properties of mercury that makes it suitable to be used as a liquid in the liquid in glass thermometer. The most important property would be it expands uniformly when heated. This is the first one. It expands uniformly when heated. Meaning, when you heat a bit, it expands a bit. You heat a lot, it expands a lot. So how much it expands is constant, okay? How much it expands is constant. So our simple answer would be expands uniformly when heated. Next, the second property, it does not stick to the glass wall. Unlike water, water will stick to the glass wall and make it wet. So the mercury does not wet the glass. This is because of the cohesive forces between the mercury particles. But all that we don't have to write. Our simple answer would be does not stick to the glass wall. And the third property, it is opaque. O-P-A-Q-U-E. Now opaque means light doesn't go through. Therefore, it is easily seen. So it is opaque, light does not go through, it is easily seen, thus easy to read the scale. Okay? You just write it is opaque. Now we look at question number 5. The figures below shows a wet towel is placed on the forehead of a boy who has high fever. Now the word wet here is giving a property of the towel. The wet towel is showing the temperature of the towel is lower. Okay? So this word wet, it explains the property of the towel. In terms of temperature, wet towel, low temperature. Forehead of a boy who has a high fever. We don't see the word temperature, but high fever meaning high temperature. So here we have a situation whereby we have two objects in contact. The wet towel and the forehead of a boy with high temperature. Wet towel, low temperature. The forehead of the boy, high temperature. Two objects, different temperature in contact. What is meant by thermal equilibrium? Again, direct from notes. Thermal equilibrium between two objects in contact occurs when the net rate of heat transfer, not rate, but net rate of heat transfer between the objects is 0. I repeat, thermal equilibrium between two objects in contact occurs when the net rate of heat transfer between the two objects is 0 and the temperature of the two objects same. The two parts. First, the net rate of heat transfer between the objects is 0 and the temperature of the two objects is same. Now when I say the net rate of heat transfer is 0, meaning the rate of heat transfer from the towel to the boy and the rate of heat transfer from the boy to the towel is same. Therefore the net will be 0. Next, explain how thermal equilibrium is achieved in the above figure. Okay. Now, thermal equilibrium is regarding transfer of heat and therefore rate of transfer. Okay. The answer would be the forehead higher temperature and the wet towel lower temperature. So you start giving answer by telling which object higher temperature, which object lower temperature. So your answer starts with forehead higher temperature, wet towel lower temperature. Next, the higher rate of heat transfer, from forehead to towel decrease, because we know that the forehead is higher temperature. Rate from higher temperature is higher, it will decrease. Rate from lower temperature is lower, it will increase. So the higher rate will decrease, lower rate will increase. That's the first story. Higher rate will decrease, lower rate will increase. And higher rate from higher temperature, lower rate from lower temperature. So again I repeat, forehead higher temperature, wet towel lower temperature. Next, from the forehead of higher temperature, the higher rate of heat transfer to the towel decrease, and from the wet towel of lower temperature, the lower rate of heat transfer from towel to forehead increase. I repeat, from the forehead of higher temperature, the higher rate of heat transfer decrease. From the wet towel of the lower temperature, the lower rate of heat transfer increase until both rate becomes equal. Until both rates become equal, thus the net rate of heat transfer is 0. Next, what happens to the final temperature if the water used to wet the towel is mixed with ice cubes? What happens to the final temperature if the water used to wet the towel is mixed with ice cubes? Now, once it is mixed with ice cubes, that means the wet towel much lower temperature. The wet towel much lower temperature. So definitely the final temperature will be lower. Because once you mix the wet towel with ice cubes lower temperature. So the initial temperature of the wet towel is much lower. Okay? Therefore the final temperature also will be lower. The answer is lower. They are asking what happens. They are not asking the reason. Okay? So the reason, the answer would be final temperature lower. We look at the next question. Figure A and B shows two situations that occur in everyday life. Figure A shows a hand touching a hot kettle. Figure A shows a hand touching a hot kettle. So that would be higher temperature, the word hot. And figure B shows a hand holding an ice. Again, they are not mentioning the high and low temperature. But we know hot kettle, high temperature. And ice is low temperature. Okay? And they put here, both have different temperatures. Okay? We look at what is the question asking. This is a basic one. What is meant by temperature? This is direct from notes. This is direct from notes. Temperature, degree of hotness based on a scale. Temperature, degree of hotness based on a scale. Next, based on the figures A and B, compare the temperature of both objects. So that is the first part of the question. We have to do this part by part. First, compare the temperature of both objects, meaning the hot kettle and the ice. Compare only has three answers: bigger, smaller, or same. So the first answer, temperature of kettle higher than temperature of ice. Temperature of kettle higher than temperature of ice. Second, again compare the heat effect felt by both hands. The second part of the question. Now you have to compare the heat effect felt by both hands. The answer, the hand on the kettle is felt hot. Okay, the hand on the kettle is felt hot. It feels hot. Why? Because when the hand at room temperature touches the hot kettle at higher temperature, heat is transferred from the higher temperature of the kettle to the lower temperature of the hand. So the hand is receiving heat, the hand feels hot. Next, the hand on the ice feels cold. The hand, just now I said the hand on the kettle feels hot. Then the hand on the ice feels cold. And then also the direction of heat flow. The third part of, again, compare the direction of heat flow. So for the kettle, the heat is from the kettle of higher temperature to the hand of lower temperature. You just write heat from kettle to hand, because kettle was higher temperature, hand lower temperature. Next, for the ice, the heat from the hand to the ice. Heat from the hand to the ice. Now if you look at both these answers, heat from kettle, higher temperature, to hand, lower temperature. The next was heat from the hand, higher temperature, to the ice, lower temperature. So compare with kettle and ice. With kettle, hand lower temperature, but with ice, hand higher temperature. So the conclusion, you see the conclusion, relate the direction of the heat flow with the difference of temperature. You must answer, you must be very sure what they are asking. Relate the direction of the heat flow with the difference of temperature between the objects that are contacted thermally. As I said, the answer would be heat travels from higher temperature to lower temperature. The answer is heat travels or flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. Because as the answer earlier part, when the hand is touching the kettle, hands feel hot because the hand was receiving heat from the kettle. Because heat was traveling from the kettle, higher temperature, to the hand, lower temperature. So when the hand was touching the ice, lower temperature, hand, higher temperature. So the heat was flowing from the hand, higher temperature, to the ice, lower temperature. And the hand was losing heat. That is why it felt cold. Okay? Next, we look at our final question, number 7. The figure shows a mercury thermometer. What is the smallest change of temperature that can be detected? This is actually topic 1. Smallest change of temperature can be detected is same as the size of the smallest division. Okay? Smallest change of temperature can be detected is the size of the smallest division. If you look anything, 0 until 10 degrees Celsius, there are 10 divisions. You have to count these, maybe not clear. Between 0 and 10 degrees Celsius, it is 10 degrees Celsius equal to 10 division. So 10 degrees Celsius, 10 division, 1 degree Celsius, 1 division. Okay, so the size of 1 division is 1 degree Celsius. So the change is 1 degree Celsius. I repeat, smallest change in temperature is the size of the smallest 1 division. Okay. Give one reason why thermometer glass bulb is made of thin glass. The bulb is here. They're telling why this is thin. This is the glass bulb. It is small size and thin wall. This one previous we have learned from the previous question. The rate of heat transfer faster. The thinner the wall, the faster the heat transfer, the more accurate. So your answer is higher or faster rate of heat transfer. Next, the thermometer is dipped into hot water as shown in figure here. This is the figure. It is observed that the mercury in the thermometer expands and the level of mercury column rises. As the volume of mercury expands, of course the surface will rise. Look what is the question. Explain why the rising level in mercury stops after a while. Okay? Why the rising level in mercury column stops? First of all, why is it rising? You need to know why it is rising before we can learn why it stops. Now, if the level of mercury rising, first, it means it is expanding. If the mercury level rising, it means the mercury is expanding. If the mercury is expanding, that means it is receiving heat from the higher temperature of the hot water. So there is a rate of heat transfer from the water to mercury. Okay? There is a heat transfer from the water into the mercury. Therefore, mercury expands, the level of mercury rise. But at the same time, there is heat transfer from mercury to water. Okay? The hot water, higher temperature, as I said earlier in the previous question, the rate of heat transfer from higher temperature is high and that high rate decrease. So the high rate of heat transfer from the hot water into the mercury will high, it will decrease. And the low rate of heat transfer from the mercury into the water, low rate, it will increase until both rate become same. And when both rate of heat transfer same, net rate of heat transfer 0, mercury stops expanding. So a simple answer would be, why is it stops? They are asking not why rising. Explain why the rising stops. The answer would be, the rate of heat transfer from water to mercury, rate of heat transfer from water to mercury, same as rate of heat transfer from mercury to water. A simpler answer would be net rate of heat transfer. Net rate of heat transfer between water and mercury, 0. Make sure you use the word net. Net. A simple answer would be net rate of heat transfer between mercury and water, 0. Next, temperature reading is taken from the scale after the rising level in mercury column stop. State the relationship between the temperature of the hot water and temperature of mercury. If the rising level of mercury have stopped, it means thermal equilibrium. Because as I said from here, why does it stop? Why does it stop? Because the net rate of heat transfer 0. Now once it stops, mercury column stops rising, the net rate of heat transfer 0 and the temperature would be same. Temperature would be same. This was thermal equilibrium. So here they are asking continuation of this. The temperature reading is taken from scale after rising level column stop. thermal equilibrium. State the relationship between temperature of the hot water and the temperature of the mercury. Thermal equilibrium. The temperature is equal or same. So this condition is actually thermal equilibrium, therefore temperature must be same. Our final question in set A is calculation. Figure shows a thermometer that has not been calibrated. If you remember the notes, calibration, the process of making scale for a measuring instrument. Calibration, the process of making scale for a measuring instrument. Not calibrated, so see, there's no scale here. The length of mercury column is 17. This length is 17. When thermometer is in 100 degrees Celsius steam. So we have to collect this. The X stands for length. If you want to put L also can. The length of the mercury column at 100 degrees Celsius is 17.0 cm. Next, the length of the mercury column is 2 cm when thermometer is immersed in ice of 0 degrees. So the length X or L at 0 degrees Celsius is 2 cm. Now keep in mind, X 100 means the length at 100 degrees is 17 cm. At 0 degrees, the length of the mercury at 0 degree is 2 cm. And what are they asking? What is the length of the mercury column? Here they are using symbol L. What is the length of the mercury column when thermometer is immersed in a water reservoir of temperature 60? They have given the final temperature, they are asking the final length. So they are asking, I put here X 60, of course, you also can put L 60, makes no difference. And the answer for this, of course, we remember the formula. The particular temperature is the length at that temperature minus the length at 0 degrees Celsius divided by the length at 100 minus the length at 0. The particular temperature given 60. We want to find the length at 60 degrees. X 0 degrees was 2. X 100 degrees was 17. A simple calculation. Of course, use calculator. You minus this, that would be 15. Simplify with this 100. Transfer the other side. You will get X at 60 degrees Celsius. I should have put 60 degrees Celsius. It's 11 cm. Okay. Make sure you memorize this formula. The X here represents length. Length at 0 degrees Celsius. Length at 100 degrees Celsius. Length at that particular temperature equals to that temperature. So we have finished set A on the portion of thermometer and temperature. Our next lesson, I'm going to start the section of heat. Heat. Thank you.